everyone, I'm Kate and this is my very late January wrap-up. I didn't make any videos recently. Honestly, I didn't feel like making any videos. I didn't want to feel pressured to make these videos. This is supposed to be fun and I really wasn't in the mood to make any videos, so that's why I'm making my January wrap-up this late, but there won't be the February wrap-up because I didn't read any books in February, or also I am in a reading slump. I don't feel like reading anything. I did start reading Lolita, but it's going really slowly. I read like half of the book, but yeah, it's really been a slow reading month. And for the January, the first book that I read is The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. So this book is about this girl named Kelsey, and she is supposed to take over the throne after her mother dies. She is raised in exile, she never met her mother, and this kingdom she is supposed to inherit is in real terrible shape. I'm sorry, this is the first book in the trilogy. I'm not sure how the trilogy is called, Queen of the Tearling maybe. I know there was a lot of hype surrounding this book and a lot of people liked it. I'm not one of them. I really didn't like it. The characters were really annoying and for me a little bit shallow, and the story wasn't really good. The thing that I did like is the setting. The story is set in the future, but the future is like the Middle Ages, so there's no modern technology and everything. In this book it doesn't say how the world became like Middle Ages in the future, but I think it is explained in the second book or the third one. The third one is not out yet, I think. I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars. I think I'm going to do a review on this one, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it now. Next book that I read is Child 44 by Tom Robb-Smith. This is a mix of historical fiction and crime mystery thriller novel. It is set in Soviet Russia during the Stalin time, and it is about this man called Leo Demidov. He is an officer in secret police of Soviet Russia. The thing about Soviet Russia is that the crime rate is supposed to be really low, and everyone who speaks out against Soviet Russia and against Stalin are considered traitors, and they are transported into concentration camps. So these murders of children start to happen, and Leo starts to doubt everything that the country and Stalin is telling. So he tries to investigate these murders against all odds. This book is, as I said, a mix of historical fiction that I found more interesting than the crime part of it. The crime and murders are interesting, but the description about how people lived during Stalin and in Soviet Russia is really interesting. I knew it was bad, but I really didn't know that it was that bad. There was a movie adaptation based on this book, also called The Child 44, with Tom Hardy and Gary Oldman. But if you are interested in this story, read the book, skip the movie. The movie isn't really good. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and this is the first book in I think it is a trilogy about Leo Demidov. I'm not sure how the trilogy is called. Next book that I read is Erebus by Ursula Poznanski. This is a German author, and this book was originally written in German, but I checked it is translated into English. It is about this boy who gets involved with this strange online RPG game. It is like this game is alive. Every question it answers, everything it does, it seems like it thinks for itself. It is really fast-paced and easy to read if you are a gamer. I strongly recommend this book. I think you will like it, and especially if you like RPG games, it is really fun to read. It is not anything special, but if you want to relax and read something really fun, you should read Oedipus. And everything surrounding games, online games, RPGs, I'm going to read it. So yeah, I read this one in January, and the last book that I read is Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. I read this book because of BookTube. I saw it on someone's channel, and I'm really glad that I read it. It is a story about this man called A.J. Fikry, and he is an owner of this little bookshop on this small island, and his wife died. He lives alone. He doesn't have a lot of friends, and one day his life completely changes when he finds that someone left a baby in his bookshop. This is a really lovely and heartwarming story. This is not something that I usually read. I'm not into these kind of stories, but I really liked this one. I don't know what drew me to it, but I'm glad that I read it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And I'm definitely going to read it sometime again in the future. So that was my January wrap-up. I read 4 books and I'm quite happy about that. Did you read any of these books? What did you think about them? Tell me down in the comments, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!